Hey, what's up, YouTube? Doing some 8-rack testing. Pretty solid hand. I've got a finisher, engines, and also ways to play. This is going to be close, though. I'm going to have to... he has not an aggressive hand, at least. This is not great. This is not a great match for me. Oh, this is not affinity. This is freaking eggs. Hooray! Oh, thank God. I thought it was freaking eggs. So whatever, that's useless, but the Raven's Crime makes up for it. See, that's a great... Oh, and the Lily. Sick. Alright, so I still will wrench his mind, even though he's got artifacts. So yeah, that is dead here, but it's a moot point anyway. The point is that I want redundant effects, and I did have that. So that's important to consider. When you sometimes this feels bad, but don't ever let it feel too bad. Yeah, he needs all his cards, I guarantee you. Doesn't matter what it is he's discarding, he needs it. He definitely needs it. He's got to go off next turn or he's in big trouble. I think I'm pretty okay here. I really think so. He's playing lands. He's going to be taking damage. I think he can go off at this point, though. I got to assume. If I draw a land... Oh, right. He ripped my graveyard. I forgot he could do that, actually. I wasn't calculating that, to be honest with you. I mean, it's over at this point. He's got it. He has to go off, but how can he not go off? He's got everything in place. Combo decks are, they're... Oops. Combo decks are combo decks, Sometimes you get a hold of them and you just strangle the hell out of them. Sometimes they just, make it happen. It's part of the game. I'm never going to give you a super high percentage on any combo deck. Like, it's a good match for us. It should feel pretty good, but nothing's a guarantee. If Lily did go off, what would I split? I mean, obviously the first choice is permanents versus lands, but he almost guarantees chooses lands, and then I don't know, it doesn't feel too great because he still triggers that stupid Icor Wellspring. And he's got to be going off here. It's like this Bring to Light thing or whatever that new Court of Calling is. Oh, okay. So he has to go off. Well, go ahead. Wow, he doesn't go off. Interesting. Whatever, that doesn't matter. Okay, I mean, I guess he doesn't have to go off, but he's essentially top decking here. That's what he was waiting for. He's desperately drawing for face reward now. I guess that's what he's doing. And if he hits a face reward, he goes off and wins. Still doesn't have it. If he does it, I'll just scoop. I won't waste our time. If I see one face reward, I'll just scoop up. He's gotta have it. Come on, he went through like 20 cards. Oh my god, he didn't get it! He went through all of that and did not get it. Wow. Interesting. So, Extirpate is amazing here. Duress is amazing here. We can get rid of a lot of stuff because he's got a cute little combo deck there, so we don't need Victim of Night, or where is it? Darkblast. 64. What can I want everything else. I'm just gonna roll with that. Okay, so I've had people. Oh, hello. Sorry. Cancel that. Okay, so sometimes you guys have noticed that I do leave extra cards in my deck from. I usually don't do 64. 63 is usually the most I do, but 61 and 62 I do quite often. And why do I do that? I don't know. I'm sure somebody could come up with a math and make some kind of a strong case against it, but the way I look at it is I don't care about the percentage difference between cards and lands that it offsets it by, and then it adds a whole extra suit that makes the deck more hate on whatever it is deck I'm facing. So I'm okay with that, and that is absolute keeper of a hand. I've got just an amazing hand to power that up and keep him in check. I'll probably just open up with the Thoughtseize. I got another one. Is there any way he can cast that Jeskai next turn? I don't think so. I'll take the Wellspring. I can catch the Ascendency with Inquisition. That's his draw. So this becomes... yes. Oh, yes. This becomes... I was about to say it becomes a skill card, but in this case, it's quite obvious what to do. Hand is empty. Yeah. So, but not in this case, but in some cases I consider Extirpate a skill card. I also consider this the reason why it's so absent from so many sideboards that could use this as an option. This is a card it's kind of like one of those cards like Meddling Mage, yes, but Meddling Mage is just not good in our format because he doesn't pass the bullet test and he doesn't have any way to protect himself. You know what I would love is Meddling Mage with that stealth tactic on it. How cool would that be? So as long as you just sit there with it, he has stealth. And if you swing with him ever, do anything that taps with him, he loses his hexproof. That'd be sick. So I have a great move here. Just Raven's Crime in. Play the Pack Rat. The Pack Rat gets insanely big very quickly. Yeah, you want to race me? Okay. Oops. Okay, so this is going very well. The card that takes over the game if you ever have two of them or more. You know why this card is good in Modern? Because there's so few decks running Damnation. You don't see Damnation or Wrath of God, whatever. You don't see a lot of sweepers in this format, and I find that baffling. When I do control that can run those decks, I definitely consider Damnation, at least in the side. But these things, that's why these things take over decks so easy. That's also why they weren't so OP. But, I mean, they would be way more OP. This guy's crazy. He should be thinking about blocking to give himself extra turns, I would think. Especially with that. I mean, I think this ends it faster. He's dead next turn, so one way or another, so this is the fastest way too. There's no way to alpha strike him there. You could probably bet you could see, I could see facing a deck like this. Okay, so what does he get here? He can search for something. What, like he could put in an Ensnaring Bridge. If he's got Ensnaring Bridge, that would be a thing. I'm I'm still gonna mess him up with the rack and kill that Tezzeret. See what's he gonna find. Ooh, he's got a 4 CC. Ironworks. What does he do here? How does he go off without Ascendency? Doesn't he need that card? Well, no matter what, I played it as fast as it could be done. So I put him on. Yep, see, that's a good game. I mean, this is all just messing around. Doesn't matter. All right. All right. So 2-0 on the combo deck eggs. I feel like the Extirpate that I signed it in was well worth it. It was the correct play. And like I said, even though right there it was a pretty obvious play, Extirpate is a skill card, and there's cards out there that have high value that do not see play because they're a skill card, and there's so many net deckers out there that can only do the most basic things and have no creativity at all. But they can't use these cards that require some finesse. And 8-rack, if you're an 8-rack player and you're watching this video, you are not one of those people because you are looking at you are playing a deck that takes a lot of knowledge. there's a skill cap on this deck for sure. Knowing what to do and how to play against certain decks, and what hands to keep and what hands to pitch, that takes a lot of skill. And you guys watching 8-Rack and learning from me, I hope, hopefully. I'm not saying I'm the best ever, but I don't make tons of mistakes. I would say I play the deck pretty cleanly. As I give it as good a shot as I can anyway. But this is a skill deck, and since we are playing a skill deck, this is a skill card. We can take great advantage of it here. And why Extirpate over Surgical Extraction? Some people may be wondering that. It's what I've been preaching all along. The benefits for sneaking and the speed of Surgical Extraction, like being a surprise play, that's more of a like something that's coming out of a tempo deck. We're not playing that game. This is a card that we need the effect to hit, not the surprise factor of being able to pay with it Phyrexian mana and shit. I don't need that. What I need is this card to do its job. And this card, there is no substitute for that. And this is like, I mean, it's a tactical play, you see, and it hates on blue. It really hates blue. This card is excellent against decks running blue, which I like. And uh, another card that I'm not too sure about. I like Duress in there, but I never seem to. I don't know. I never seem to rely upon it. So I feel like this is probably space that could be better spent somewhere else. But I really do like having an option, a discard option for those matches where I want to side out Wrench Mind, um, or something else. And like they're not running creatures, and if I'm siding out my creature removal, I really like this a lot of the time. But it's not super reliable. It's a safe choice here. I mean, I probably have some better options. How about you guys choose? You guys tell me what you think. Instead of Duress, what do you think um, should be in the sideboard? Um, Bridges in the sideboard. I'm running with it now because I think that's what's most popular. Uh, so I, and I'm not. I don't complain. I think it's fun. It's a little bit fun to play with the critters, and you get like an attack aggro plan like you saw there, where they take over the game. And would I have been able to win with just let's say I was just relying upon rack damage? Yeah, but it would have been taking me a lot longer, and that could have potentially given him more turns, dig deeper, and he probably would have gone off. So it works well if in that particular combo matchup. So that's good, and that's what you really do, though. I mean, you empty that, like, in his case, he's able to resist a lot of my game plan because he invests, like, when he gets his permanents down. Those are like he's saving up cards for later that I can't really stop him from getting. So every time he draws a permanent, he plays it, and it's kind of like saving it in his hand in such a way that I can't get at it. So he's got some resistance to my strategy. A lot of combo decks would have folded much, much easier uh, than he did, but he still was not able to. What I do is, I hurt you bad enough that the combo deck really needs like a full hand and like leave me alone for the first 3 turns, and I don't care if you attack me. Like they just give up for the first 3 turns, and they're supposed to go off on the fourth turn, and I slow that down, if not completely prevent it from happening at all, just by playing my normal game. So, you know, that right there it makes it very difficult for the combo player, especially if it's the type of combo player that relies upon you don't get doesn't want you to mess with their cards, like dump their face reward and stuff like that. Yeah, so anyways, sorry to babble on. I will close it out, and that is the end of this video. Please thumbs up, guys, and sub, and let me know what you want to see or what I could do to get more views. If as random videos I have get thousands of views, and then some videos get none, and I don't really have a rhyme or reason why. So just let me know. Thanks for watching. Late.